Running ads on Black Friday, Cyber Monday is quite different to how you usually should run ads. And that's why I've recorded this short guide to show you exactly how you can set up your campaigns and how you can manage them to drive the maximum profit for Black Friday, Cyber Monday with your brand. Last year, we've achieved performances like these, and these, following this exact strategy. With that having said, let's dive straight into it. So first of all, campaign structure. Maybe you've seen already my videos on campaign structure where I tell you in detail how to run it, what kind of ad sets to run, how to scale, how to downscale. All of those rules don't really apply to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. What I recommend is setting a completely fresh new campaign up for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because we run one campaign per business objective. And the promo is a separate business objective than your evergreen ads. Your evergreen ads can still run, but the Black Friday ads we want to have separate from that. Now that campaign is inside extremely simple. You just have 3 ad sets, and in each of those ad sets we have literally the same ads. You just dump all the Black Friday ads into these ad sets, as well as the Black Friday iterations of your evergreen ads. If you need more guidance on Black Friday, Cyber Monday ad creatives, check out this video where I go in detail over that. But now back to the campaign structure. So extremely simple. You just have all your different ads in one ad set, and here you also don't run any split tests. Because Black Friday is simply too short to run any split tests. We just want it to perform immediately, and what doesn't perform, we just shut it off. So this is why we have no split tests, just all the ad creatives in the same ad set. And once you have that, you simply create 2 duplicates of those ad sets, so you have 3 different ad sets. Now the only difference between those ad sets is really the audience settings. One of the ad sets is just broad advantage plus, very simple. The second one and the third one is a warm and the hot ad set. Here we set up manual retargeting because the sales and the promo, of course, mostly appeals to your warm and your hot audience. So here we actually give Facebook the option to spend on those manual retargeting audiences. But still, because it's a CBO, if it makes more sense to spend on the broad ad set, it will do so. We just give Facebook the option to choose from those audiences. So the warm ad set, we have the following settings. We will include Facebook engagers over the last 60 days, Instagram engagers over the last 60 days, and 95% video viewers of the last 60 days. For the hot ad set, we will have website visitors over the last 90 days, people who viewed content over the last 90 days, people who added to cart over the last 90 days, and people who initiated a checkout over the last 90 days. So we will have those 3 ad sets, again, one broad, one with the warm audience settings, one with the hot audience settings. And the ad creatives in each of the ad sets are exactly the same, your Black Friday ad creatives. Now again, usually we don't do any retargeting because Facebook is doing it for you, but especially during the promo campaigns, we just give Facebook the option to spend on those manual retargeting audiences, and then it can allocate the budget as it sees fit. Now once you set up the campaigns, you really just want to run them and let them spend and turn off the unprofitable ads and let the profitable ads just crush it. It's as simple as that. If you run an early offer, you can scale up as usual, 20% per day. If you're below your ROAS target, downscale or just keep the budget as it is. But on Black Friday, Cyber Monday itself, those 4 days, we want to be Surfscaling. So now how to actually scale, adjust budgets and Surfscale during Black Friday. So in case you don't know, Surfscaling means you actually want to go into your account and adjust the budget multiple times a day instead of just once per day, because the expected purchase volume, of course, is much higher. And if you're riding on a wave of sales, you just want to scale more to get more out of your ads. So I recommend checking the performance actually hourly, but at the same time, how frequently you actually scale or downscale really depends on the ad spend that you have daily. For example, if you're spending daily $500, you can't really adjust budget hourly, or not even every 2 hours, let's say, because with the budget that you've set, you obviously get like less purchases than someone who's spending, let's say, 5,000 per day or 20,000 per day. And you can imagine that if you get less conversion events, the optimization is also slower. And if you just play around with the ad budget all the time, you don't really let it optimize. Whereas if you're spending like 50K per day, 100K per day, you can go in and really adjust the ad spend every 2 hours or maybe even every hour, because you are getting enough data in for the algorithm to optimize and you won't throw optimization off. So how often you really adjust the budget per day depends on what you're spending. If you are at $500 per day or below, I recommend around twice per day. If you are at a few thousands per day, I recommend 3 times per day up to every 4 hours. And if you're like spending really something like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 per day or more, every 2 hours up to every hour is fine. So let's look at an example if we are adjusting it 3 times per day. So assuming we are spending a few thousands every single day. What you want to do is having a sheet like this, and at every checkpoint, filling out these numbers: ad spend, Facebook ROAS, notes, basically what you did, if you upscale, downscale, whatever, Shopify revenue, ad spend, in total, also from other platforms, revenue and MER. And then at every checkpoint that you set for yourself, you want to go into the account and again check, okay, are you above your set MER target? Are you below that? And depending on that, upscale or downscale. Here are some MER examples and some rules. And by the way, if you wonder why MER and not ROAS, well, in general, you know that Facebook tracking can be off sometimes. MER is just what you get in revenue divided by what you spend on ads in total. And this is why I recommend looking at this, because of course, if you get so many conversions in during a day, it can be that Facebook is a bit off or will post attribute, and this is not what we can wait for. So this is why I recommend looking at MER. Now here are some examples. Let's say your target is an MER of 3, your break even with your Black Friday offer is 2. And this is what I would do in different scenarios. So if you're way above your target, let's say a whole ROAS point, I would just really go and double the budget at one of those checkpoints whenever this is the case. If you are half of a ROAS point above, I would just scale by 50%. If you're just slightly above your target, I'd scale by 20%. At target, do nothing. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you're above slightly, I would downscale slightly. If you're a whole ROAS point below, or like just at break even, I would really downscale 50% or even more to make sure you're actually making money, because this is a super important period. Just 4 days, you can make a lot of money. But if something went wrong and you determined the starting budget not correctly, then just downscale by 50%. Now, if the worst case scenario happens and something went massively wrong, like you ran the wrong creatives, didn't prepare well, whatever, and you are even below your break even and losing money, as soon as possible, I would go and rework the offer, the creatives, and really just drop the best evergreen ads with Black Friday offer into the ad set if you haven't yet. Again, this should never be the case if you prepared well. I've actually created a guide on how to prepare for Q4, for Black Friday, and what kind of creatives to run. Check it out here if you haven't done that yet. And this scenario should not happen if you follow this guide. But in general, this is the kind of guide you want to follow. Again, based on your spending levels, you want to decide also how many checkpoints you want to have per day, every 4 hours, every 6 hours, or if you're spending 10,000 per day, every 2 hours, or maybe even every hour. Now again, if you need more context and a concrete guide on what kind of creatives to run, check out also this video. Apart from that, wish you to hit a great Black Friday. Keep scaling. Bye.